good, guys? We're back at it again with another video. As you can see by the title, we got Scoot Henderson of Kell High School today. You see I got the gear on. Bro, before we get to Scoot, I got to give my flowers to my head coach, Scoot's head coach, Coach Sellers from Kell, bro. Like, if y'all go watch some of my old storytime videos from high school on this channel, like, this is the dude that I used to be petrified of freshman, sophomore year. I mean, like, damn near running from him. Like, was not trying to see the dude, like, was really ducking him because I remember he wanted me to play up or go to varsity practice, but I was a freshman and I was scared, was not trying to do it. Like, this is the dude that brought me to my first Game Elite tryout. Like, this is the dude that introduced me to Game Elite, got me on the AAU track. Like, would stop practice. You got to go watch the whole video, but he stopped in the middle of practice when I wasn't doing whatever and got on me in front of everybody. I went into detail on one of the old videos, but bro, like, this dude, what you see here today, a lot of that, I got to give it to him. I got to give it to him. And like, last thing I'm going to say about Coach Sellers, bro, and as we move into Scoot, I remember this was before an away game. We watching film from the last game. And obvious our team, everybody on our team wasn't giving full effort, right? So he told us straight up, he said, look, he said, it might not be with your group, but one group of kids are going to come through this school and they're going to buy into what I got to tell them. They're going to do everything I say, and we're going to turn into a powerhouse. And, you know, everybody, you know, that was on the team at the time, we were all like, oh, yeah, of course, yeah, coach. Like, but, you know, at the same time, he just had got done yelling at us. So we all like, man, like, you just talking like we ain't really doing. Not 4 years later, Scoot. And look where they are now. So, like, that man, if you in Georgia and you trying to get to the next level and you serious about hooping, they got a program up there on Jameson Road at Kell. That's all I'm going to say. But Scoot, but I remember seeing him, I think I was a freshman in high school, and he was a sixth grader playing on eighth grade, or he might have been seventh playing eighth, but I remember he was playing up. And I was looking, I'm like, because he always been like that, always been nice. So I was like, oh, like, yeah, like, because I knew his brother played on my team, like his whole family, basketball family, right? So I seen him, but by the time I got to college, every time we were playing in college, I never got to see him play in high school because the schedules were like matched up perfect. They have a Thanksgiving tournament. We play in Thanksgiving. They give us 2 days for Christmas break. Scoot and Kell don't play till 3 days later when I have to be back at school. So I never got a chance to really see him play like a whole game. This is going to be that for me. I'm excited for this one. This is the Kell GOAT. It was me and I think our only D1 players before him. Well, he's a pro, but he would have went D1. So it was me and Grant Bryant. I'm pretty sure Grant is me and him on the same page. That's the Kell basketball GOAT. We got to give it up to him. Let's go.
Good rip through by Scoot on this possession. The only reason I slowed it down is so you guys can see that this is a travel, but at the same time, this is also great touch over two defenders, and you're going to be seeing that mid-range a lot. People don't realize this, but Scoot also has pretty decent vision on top of all the other skills that he possesses. The mid-range jumper is a major part of Scoot's game. I froze it here so you guys can see that this would be considered a bad shot, but like I tell you guys all the time, pros make plays that aren't supposed to be made. Make sure you guys always sprint back to the paint on defense, specifically under the rim, because as you can see here, because Scoot jogged, the other team got the oop. A lot of Scoot's game resembles Russell Westbrook in his ability to come down and just pull up from mid-range. When locked in, Scoot is an extremely active defender, and as you can see here, he converted that turnover into a light dunk. Scoot is a nightmare in transition, with him essentially only needing 3 to 4 dribbles to get from the other side of the court all the way to the rim. No exaggeration, Scoot has gotten his mid-range jumper up to the point where it's almost automatic every time he decides to pull up for it. His elite athleticism also allows for him to be acrobatic with his finishes, which is how he was able to finish over 2 6'8" to 6'9" defenders on this possession. For these next couple of possessions, I want you guys to take note of time and score. This is a tough 3 right here. While he's not the best three-point shooter, Scoot shows that when he does get in rhythm, he can knock them down consistently. I really want you guys to be able to see Scoot's basketball IQ in action. I froze it here so you can see when he's looking left, he determines that the correct play is to his teammate in the left corner. So in order to create that shot, he drives left in order to draw the defenders to get his teammate open, and that's game. These last two possessions are just showing you exactly how much of a freak Scoot actually is. He actually ends up ending a game with a windmill off one. That's my school right there.
Okay, so Scoot, just because we did go to the same high school, same coach, everything, that's not gonna mean that I'm gonna give him preferential treatment or there isn't gonna be any bias in this. I'm still gonna break it down just like anyone else. The reason that there aren't a lot of defensive clips in there is because the type of defense Coach Sellers runs at Cal is like it's gap defense. So basically, a lot of defensive mistakes that would end up in points can get covered up because all anyone has to do is take one step and they're cutting off driving lanes, things like that. So even if someone does get beat on the perimeter, everybody's in gap and they rep that heavily. So all it takes is one step and then it's kind of covered up. So that's why there isn't a whole lot of defensive clips. Offensively, for me, from what I was seeing, Scoot really out there looking like Westbrook, but just like skinnier. He just hasn't gotten into his body yet because he's still young, but like Westbrook, because bro, fast break, when he gets ahead of steam coming downhill, like there's nothing anybody could do, not in high school, not in college. We got to see it in the league, but like I was saying, I don't like in college, nobody was stopping that. So it's good that he went to the league because nobody's stopping that. It would have been, of course, he would have had tough times, but it would have been. I don't want to say it would have been light, but he's like that for real. But like full speed going downhill, ain't nobody stopping that. Like you saw in the video, it took him maybe 3-4 dribbles to get from one side of the court to the other side of the court. So fluid of an athlete. The other reason why I said he kind of looks like Westbrook is, like we all know, with Westbrook, when he's coming down, and if you aren't up in him, and like if you like trying to play him back because he can't shoot threes, right? What is he gonna do? One dribble right in your face, pull up. That's over with, and it's automatically going the other way. As you see in the video, and I didn't even add every mid-range that he did make in that game because the video would have been extra long. But his mid-range, automatic. He's shooting it off balance, off the catch. Like you said, one dribble to the left, one dribble to the right. It's just knocked down all around the court. In terms of his three-pointer, like I said in the video, it's kind of like Westbrook. They're not the best three-point shooters, but at the same time, if these dudes get in rhythm and they get hot, as you see at the end of the game, those were huge threes that he hit to end up closing the game for him, for them and the team. For his basketball IQ, I showed you guys in that video. A lot of people don't realize that because they just look at the athleticism and things like that. But he has some vision. Like you saw, he jumps in the air, he snatches, pump fake, gets the defender up in the air, jumps, wrap around to his teammate. Like that's tough. Or it's towards the end of the game, he has the one-on-one at the top of the key. He notices his teammate running the baseline to the left corner. And so he looks up, he notices that. So he's like, okay, that's where the ball needs to go. How am I going to get it there? So he drives left, draws this defender for a second, gets by him. Then number 15's defender in the corner has to come to Scoot, which is why he got that little left pass to the corner. That's a game. So he has he can finish at the basket, obviously elite athlete, acrobat, things like that. Mid-range is tight, pretty much automatic. The only thing I would say he needs to work on is, that three, just becoming more consistent with it, because right now it looks more streaky than anything. But like I said, when he gets in rhythm, he can knock it down. Handle looks tight, not like crazy, like freaky, but that's obviously something that he can work on and get to a point where it's at that level where it needs to be. But all in all, it's hard for me to like say like, oh no, like he's that, because in my head, this ain't a surprise, right? Because like I said, I've seen Scoot since he was young playing up. So like he's always been like that in my head. like, I'm pretty sure everyone else is now starting to realize, like, okay, he's like that. This is the youngest American professional basketball player in history. Like, that doesn't happen to everybody, obviously. So he's like that. This isn't a surprise to me. I can't wait to see what he does at the next level, what he does with Overtime Elite. He definitely about to put up some numbers and rise up the draft boards. Like, share, subscribe, turn on post notifications. Remember, guys, keep sending your film down to the email in the description with a game picture as well as your jersey number so I know exactly who you are on the court. Also, what was I about to say? We back at it on Wednesday with Robert Dillingham. I've seen a lot of you guys been commenting him. So what is he? What did y'all say? Number 14 player in the country. So that's who we got on Wednesday. Can't wait.